What if you could look at a chart of stock prices and instantly find the most profitable period to buy and sell? This is a classic problem in computer science and it has a beautifully simple solution. It's called the maximum Subarray problem. Given a list of numbers representing, let's say, daily profit and loss, our goal is to find the continuous part of that list that has the largest possible sum. For this list, the best continuous stretch is 4 minus 1 plus 2 plus 1, which gives a total sum of 6. But how do we find this efficiently, especially if the list has millions of numbers? The obvious way is to check every single possible subarray. We could start at the first number and check all subarray beginning with it. For a list of n items, this approach takes roughly n squared or n cubed steps. If n is a million, that's a trillion operations. We need a smarter way. This is where Kadane's algorithm comes in. It's a brilliant example of dynamic programming. It sounds scary, but the core idea is simple. Build up a solution by making one simple decision at a time. Imagine we are walking along our list of numbers. At each new number we encounter, we ask ourselves a simple question. Will adding this number to my current subarray make it better? Or is my current subarray so bad that I should just ditch it and start a new one with this new number? To do this, we only need to keep track of two things. First, the best possible sum of a subarray ending at our current position. We will call this current max. And the second, the best sum we have seen so far anywhere in this list. This will be our final answer. We'll call this global max. We start by setting both current max and global max to first element, which is in our case -2. Now checking 1 with -2 plus 1, start new subarray at 1. Updating global max to 1, now checking -3 with 1 plus -3, and it says that we should extend our current subarray to include this -3. The global max will remain unchanged. Now checking 4 with the -2 plus 4, we need to start new subarray at this 4. And we also update our global max to 4. Now we have to check the -1 with the 4 plus -1. We need to extend subarray to include this -1. The global max will remain unchanged. Now we need to check 2 plus 3 plus 2. And it says we need to extend the subarray to include this 2. This updating global max to 5. Now we will check 1 with 5 plus 1. And we need to extend our current subarray to include this 1. We update the global max to 6. Now we are checking -5 with the 6 plus -5, and it somehow says to extend the current subarray to include this -5, but the global max will remain unchanged because current is smaller. Now checking 4 with 1 plus 4, we also says that we should extend our subarray to include this 4, but the global max will remain unchanged. So final global max is 6, which is a maximum subarray sum. We need to know one core important decision about the Kadane's decision logic, which is when should we start new subarray versus when should we extend the previous one. This decision criteria is simple. We reset if the num is greater than current max plus num. Otherwise, we extend if the num is less than equal to current max minus plus num. Why extending at index 7, you may wonder. So let's take this critical moment in our current subarray, which is 4 minus 1 to 1, and the current sum is 6, but next element is -5. We compare two situations. If we reset, we will start fresh at -5, which is less than if we add this element to the extending list. So that's why we should be extending. So the key insight is that we don't care about the global max when deciding. Even though 1 is less than 6, which is a global max, we extending is still correct because 1 is better than -5, which is starting fresh. So that's why we extend. The Python code for Kadane's algorithm with a small safety check uh, looks like this. We initialize current max and global max to the first element. Then we loop over the remaining numbers starting from the second element. The core decision is either start a new subarray at this number or extend the previous one. If the new current max is better than the global max, we will update it. Finally, return the best sum found. So why is this so great? First, it's incredibly fast. It goes through the list only once, making it what we call linear time, or O of n. It doesn't matter if the list has 100 or a billion numbers, the number of steps grows directly with the size of the list. It also uses a constant amount of extra memory, just two variables. We call this O of 1 space. Most importantly, it's a perfect introduction to the power of dynamic programming, solving a big problem by breaking it down into a series of simple overlapping decisions. Thank you for watching.